Tenny presents The Adventure of the Beryl Coronet. From the collection, The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, by Arthur Conan Doyle. It was a situation that would test the nerve of any man. Mr. Alexander Holder, a senior partner in a prestigious London bank, finds himself the temporary guardian of one of the nation's most precious assets, the Beryl Coronet. Instead of securing the priceless artifact in his bank's vault, he makes a fateful decision. Fearing for its safety, he takes it home. This single choice spirals into a nightmare. When a piece of the coronet is violently torn away in the dead of night, implicating his own family, and threatening to trigger a scandal that could shatter his reputation, and shake the very foundations of the British establishment. Now, the story itself. It was a cold, foggy February morning when I was awoken by a woman's scream from the street below. I rushed to the window and saw Holmes already there, peering down into the gloom.
Watson, a client, and a case of some gravity.
A moment later, a man burst into our room. He was tall, distinguished, and impeccably dressed, but his face was a mask of anguish.
Mr. Holmes, I am at my wit's end. I am the senior partner of the banking firm of Holder and Stevenson.
I am aware of the name, Mr. Holder. Pray take a seat and tell me what has happened.
The man, Mr. Alexander Holder, collapsed into a chair, his body racked with sobs.
It is not my own honor which is at stake. It is that of one of the most illustrious names in England. I must have the Beryl Coronet back.
Holmes leaned forward, his eyes gleaming with interest.
The Beryl Coronet. I confess I was not aware it was in private hands.
It was entrusted to me. Yesterday, a client of the highest standing required a loan of £50,000.
Mr. Holder explained that as collateral, this noble client had left the famous coronet.
I knew I could not leave such an object in the bank's safe. The safe can be broken. I decided the only truly secure place was with me, in my own home.
He took it home to Streatham and showed it to his family, his son Arthur and his niece Mary.
My son Arthur, he has been a disappointment. Cards, bad company. He has broken my heart. Mary, my niece, is an angel. She has been the light of my life.
That night, Holder was awakened by a noise.
I rushed into my dressing room. And there was my son, Arthur, barefoot in his nightclothes, holding the coronet in his hands. He was twisting it, bending it. I screamed, and he dropped it. I picked it up, and, oh, Mr. Holmes, a corner piece with 3 of the barrels was gone.
And your son?
He refused to speak, would not say a word in his own defense. I called the police. They have taken him away. But the gems are still missing. My honor is ruined. Find them, Mr. Holmes. I beg you.
The case is certainly a profound one. We shall travel to Streatham at once.
We journeyed to Mr. Holder's villa, a large, respectable house set back from the road. We were met at the door by a young lady, her face pale and swollen with weeping.
Uncle! Oh, Uncle!
This is my niece, Mary. Mary, this is Mr. Holmes. He has come to help us.
It is a blessing from heaven, sir. Oh, do prove that Arthur is innocent.
I shall do what I can, Miss Holder. Now I must see your dressing room.
Holmes examined the room with minute care. He looked at the bureau where the coronet had been kept, the lock of which was undamaged. He crawled upon the floor, examining the carpet with his lens.
Your son had the key to this bureau,
No, I have the only key.
and he was barefoot?
Yes, completely.
Holmes then turned his attention to the windows.
The windows are all fastened on the inside, so the thief must have come and gone through the door. I believe I have seen all that is necessary in this room, Mr. Holder. I would now like to take a stroll in your garden.
Outside, a thin layer of snow covered the ground. Holmes walked slowly down the path, his head bowed, his eyes darting everywhere.
What is this?
He pointed to a set of footprints.
Someone has been here, Watson, and recently. See how clear the impressions are.
We followed the tracks. They led from a side gate, across the lawn, and stopped beneath the window of the room where we had just been.
Holmes, this is extraordinary. Someone was waiting outside. Precisely. And not just one person. Look here.
He pointed to another, much fainter set of tracks. These were small, delicate impressions.
A man's boot and a woman's shoe. But the woman's tracks, they are only going away from the house. She ran.
But there were other, more telling prints.
And what have we here? Your son's barefoot prints, Mr. Holder, leading from the side door and down to the gate.
My son, outside, but why?
Why indeed? He appears to have struggled with someone here at the gate. The snow is all trampled and disturbed.
Holmes followed the man's boot prints down the road, his face grim and set. When he returned, his expression was one of quiet satisfaction.
I believe, Mr. Holder, that I have all the threads in my hand. The case is not yet solved, but it is no longer a mystery.
We returned to the house, where Holmes requested a private word with Miss Mary. Mr. Holder and I waited in the dining room, the minutes ticking by like hours. Suddenly, we heard a terrible cry. We rushed into the drawing room. Mary lay senseless on the sofa, and Holmes stood over her, his face as stern as a judge.
My God, Mr. Holmes, what have you done?
I have done what is necessary. Do not worry, sir. She will recover.
I later learned what had transpired. Holmes had confronted her directly.
Miss Holder, the evidence is conclusive. I know that you were at the window last night. I know that you passed the coronet to a man outside. Your brother, Arthur, saw you. He pursued the man, and in the struggle, this piece was torn away. He brought it back, intending to replace it, when your uncle discovered him. Arthur remained silent to protect you.
Holmes's words struck her like a physical blow.
Now, I must have the name of this man. Your silence will not save Arthur. It will only condemn him.
With a sob, she had confessed. The man was Sir George Burnwell, a notorious rake and scoundrel who had infatuated her and convinced her to steal the coronet for him.
Mr. Holder, I believe I can recover your gems, but it will cost you £3,000.
3,000? I would give my entire fortune.
Very good. I shall return this evening. Watson, my hat and coat. The hunt is on.
Holmes left me at Baker Street. His instructions simple.
Have your service revolver ready, Watson. We may have a dangerous visitor tonight.
He spent the afternoon in a series of disguises, visiting the less reputable establishments of London. He knew that a man like Sir George Burnwell, desperate for cash, would not hold on to the gems for long. His search led him to a notorious fence, a man known for buying stolen goods with no questions asked. There Holmes, posing as a buyer of questionable jewels, made a discovery. The 3 barrels had indeed been sold that very morning. The price? £600. A fraction of their true worth. Holmes knew he had to act fast. He offered the fence £1,000 for each gem, on the condition of immediate delivery. The deal was struck. As evening fell, Holmes returned to Baker Street, a small chamois leather bag in his hand.
We have them, Watson. Now we simply wait. Mr. Holder will pay our expenses, and our villain will pay the price.
That evening, Mr. Holder arrived, his face a canvas of hope and fear. Holmes showed him the recovered gems.
You have them. Mr. Holmes, you are a miracle worker. How can I ever thank you?
By giving me the £3,000 you promised, and by forgiving your son. He has acted rashly, but his heart was in the right place, seeking only to protect his cousin and your honor.
As Holder counted out the banknotes, there was a sharp rap at the door.
This will be our man. Show him in, Watson.
I opened the door to a tall, handsome, and insolent-looking man.
I am here to see Mr. Sherlock Holmes. I believe he has something that belongs to me.
Indeed I do, Sir George. Pray step in.
The man strode into the room, his eyes falling on the piece of the coronet on the table.
Ah, there it is. I will take that now.
On the contrary, sir, it belongs to this gentleman, Mr. Alexander Holder.
Sir George Burnwell's face turned purple with rage.
You swindler, you tricked me.
The swindler is the man who persuades a young woman to commit a crime. The thief is the one who accepts a national treasure for a paltry sum. I have bought the gems back for £3,000. The law values them at much, much more. I have but to ring this bell, and I can have you arrested for the theft.
Burnwell stared at him, cornered and beaten.
What do you want?
I want the names of the men you sold the other 36 barrels to, and I want you to sign a confession, clearing Arthur Holder of all charges.
The villain hesitated, then lunged for the coronet piece. But I was ready for him.
Stand back. I have you covered.
Defeated, Sir George Burnwell sank into a chair and did as he was told.
The case is closed, Mr. Holder. Your honor is safe. Your coronet can be repaired, and your son can be freed.
Mr. Holder wept with gratitude.
And Mary?
Ah, Mary, that is a deeper problem, and one which you must solve for yourself.
Next time on Tenny Presents The Adventure of the Copper Beeches. From the desperate greed of London's high society, our next investigation takes us into the unsettling quiet of the English countryside. A governess is offered an incredible salary for a strange and disturbing job. But be warned. Some houses are not homes, but prisons in disguise. And some secrets are meant to stay locked away forever. Join us for Arthur Conan Doyle's The Adventure of the Copper Beeches.